Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. Governor Thornburg has quite a Valentine for the Lehigh Valley today.
And there's something in it for Lackawanna County, too. The governor announced approval of $100 million in industrial development bonds to build a waste-to-energy plant in the Bethlehem area. And it means most of the garbage now being trucked to a landfill in Lackawanna County will stay in the eastern Bethlehem-Allentown area. These are trucks that daily bring Lehigh Valley trash to the Keystone landfill in Dunmore. Thornburg says he'd like to see more cooperation between cities such as in the Lehigh Valley to work out our trash problems.
Allentown, Easton, and some 50 other municipalities under one umbrella to work together to solve a problem that can only be solved by a regional approach.
The governor said the new plant, converting both garbage and sewage sludge into energy, will be the biggest plant doing that in the country. It'll handle almost 1,200 tons per day and get half of its costs back from electricity it produces in the Lehigh Valley.
A factory in Lycoming County will be using a state industrial development loan to expand and create more jobs. The Grumman Allied Corporation will expand its plant in Montgomery so it can build 13,000 trucks a year. As Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci reports, the expansion is coming at a time when Grumman, known for aerospace, is touching ground with a major truck contract.
They're part of the same company that makes the Navy's F-14 fighter and the lunar module that landed men on the moon and allowed them to take off safely again. Now Grumman Corporation's truck division here in Montgomery is a prime candidate for a more down-to-earth project, a $1.3 billion contract from the U.S. Postal Service to build 100,000 long-life trucks. It would be the largest single truck contract ever awarded by the Post Office, and Grumman has good reason to think it will land the deal. These aluminum trucks are lightweight, very fuel efficient, and designed to last for 20 years or more. What's more, they passed a Postal Service torture test.
It went on a 24,000-mile endurance test. We started on time and completed on time. Our competitors broke down during the test and were disqualified after a couple times on a track.
The contract would mean at least 186 new jobs at this plant, and the possibility of landing that contract has workers here, well, riveted with excitement.
I hope we get it.
I think it's great.
That means 99,150 vehicles over 8 years. It means 13,000 a year, 1,100 a month, one every 7.5 minutes.
Grumman expects to know if it's got the billion-dollar Postal Service contract sometime next month. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Montgomery.
A bill is on the governor's desk tonight, and if he signs it, it'll mean young men will continue to pay more for auto insurance than young women pay. Newswatch 16's Kathy Bellich says there's a controversy over whether the state's Equal Rights Amendment prohibits that.
Male drivers between the ages of 16 and 25 could pay almost twice the insurance premium female drivers in that age group pay. That difference in rates is explained by statistics that show those men drive more, therefore have more accidents than those women. The State Insurance Commission wants to change all that. Unisex auto insurance rates were to go into effect March 1st. The state legislators don't want the change. The Senate and the House have overwhelmingly passed a bill to override the Commission's order and keep things the way they are, by law. Here's the rub. The state Supreme Court ruled in 1984 that auto insurance rates based on sex may be unconstitutional because of the Equal Rights Amendment.
You may discriminate based on sex under the Equal Rights Amendment if you have a rational basis for doing that. You can't just say because you're male, you can do one thing and you're female another thing. You have to tie it in with other factors.
Lehigh Valley Representative Donald Snyder says those factors, such as driving experience and risk factors, are outlined in the bill, which is now being considered by Governor Dick Thornburg. Thornburg in the Lehigh Valley today says he's aware of the constitutional questions, but wouldn't say much more than that.
Haven't received the recommendations and report from my legislative office yet.
Supporters of gender-based auto insurance rates seem confident that if this bill is signed into law, it'll pass the constitutional test. Kathy Bellich, Newswatch 16.
These issues have been kicked around in Harrisburg for several years.
But what does it mean to all of us? Jerry Gartenberg is standing by in his Action 16 office with an explanation. Jerry?
Nolan, as we have seen, the political stakes may be high in all of this, but young drivers in Pennsylvania also have a lot riding on the governor's decision about car insurance rates. Let me put it to you in dollars and cents. Say the governor signs the car insurance bill the legislature's approved. It'll mean male drivers ages 16 to 25 will continue paying around double what their female counterparts pay for car insurance. For example, a 21-year-old female driver who's never had an accident pays around $440 a year. A 21-year-old guy in the same boat pays around $825 a year. But if the governor vetoes the bill, young men and women with the same driving records will pay the same rates starting March 1st. In this case, about $630 a year. All of this raises a question that's been debated in and out of state government for 6 years now. Should the sex of the driver be considered in setting the rates we pay for car insurance?
So far, that's the best way we have to rate automobile insurance.
Independent insurance agent Betsy Trebendis of Wilkes-Barre says the present system of charging young males more for car insurance makes sense when you look at the statistics.
Young males traditionally have more accidents. Even if a young male hasn't had one today, statistics prove his chances of having one are greater than the females. He's the one with the accidents, he should be paying the freight.
Scranton attorney and Civil Liberties Union representative Frank Maraca doesn't question the numbers, but objects to the principle of basing insurance rates on sex.
What is important here is the driving record in the individual, not if they're a male or female, not if they're Catholic or Jewish, not if they're black or Japanese. Safe driving and their record should be used to set insurance rate.
Now, once again, folks, if the governor signs the bill, young male drivers will continue paying around twice what young female drivers pay for car insurance. But a gubernatorial veto means young men and women with the same driving rates will pay the same car insurance premiums. Now, a decision on all of this is expected by the governor on February 24th, or at least by February 24th, and we will let you know what happens. Karen and Nolan?
Okay, thanks, Jerry. And now an update on another story Action 16 has been following for you. If you've been waiting for a refund on your instant camera from the Kodak company, you're going to have to wait a while longer. A federal judge today put that refund program on hold indefinitely. It's all because of a lawsuit asking that Kodak give cash to those whose instant cameras are now obsolete. You may remember Kodak was ordered last month to stop making the instant cameras and their film because of patent violations against Polaroid. Kodak offered consumers a choice of a new disc camera, a share of Kodak stock, or $50 in coupons. But the lawsuit says that's not enough. If you have questions, Kodak's toll-free number is still in service. It's 1-800-792-3000.
When Newswatch 16 continues, tracking the Tylenol mystery. State officials now joining in with a federal warning.
Plus, later on, we'll have a Valentine's Day story that will bring a smile to your face.
Excuse me, of all the tough cleaning jobs you'd use Top Job for, what's a really tough one?
The range. It gets splattered with greasy dirt.
Right, but greasy dirt also gets on walls.
Yeah.
And cabinets.
Uh-huh. Appliances.
No wax floors.
That's practically all over.
Yeah, just look. On the toughest baked-on greasy dirt, Top Job outcleans ammonia and leading lemon cleaners.
Since Top Job cleans so much, so well, wouldn't Top Job be a better name?
Each member of the U.S. ski team has their own individual way of going down the mountain. And while they may not agree on what equipment should get them to the bottom, they do agree on what equipment should get them to the top. Subaru, official car of the U.S. ski team since 1976.
Wilkes-Barre police are training a new emergency services unit. It would be called into many different types of emergency. Last night we told you City Council okayed $17,000 for some special equipment.
And Newswatch 16's Mark Davis is live now in our Wilkes-Barre newsroom. Mark, it sounds like this is sort of a SWAT team, is it?
Well, Nolan, some people are calling it that, but members of the unit disagree. They say that's not entirely a correct title. They say this new unit will be trained in all forms of rescue and ready for just about anything.
The newest candidates for the unit spent the afternoon rappelling off the roof of the Paramount Civic Center in downtown Wilkes-Barre.
3 city policemen and a Luzerne County detective are already certified as members of the unit. They spent 3 weeks training last year in Maryland. Now, more men are going this year, but first, some preliminary classes here. The training is tough. This exercise is 87 feet straight down. An important part of the unit is trust and teamwork.
Okay, goodbye. Have a nice ride. This is just one phase of it. The main concept of the whole unit is teamwork. 6 men think as one, act as one, go as one. Nobody does a thing on their own.
Besides this physical training, other officers are learning how to be hostage negotiators. The unit will cover all phases of emergencies. The money from City Council covers the unit and the updating of the City Police Department's equipment and weapons.
This will be used for life-saving equipment. It'll be used for ballistic shields. It'll be used for a variety of purposes, life-saving purposes, not life-taking purposes.
Now, within the next several weeks, the city will be given an armored plated van from a local banking company to house this new equipment and be headquarters for the unit. I'm told this is a unit that hopes it's never needed, but if the need ever comes up, it will be ready. I'm Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, live with the Instacam in the Wilkes-Barre newsroom. Karen, Nolan?
Okay, thank you, Mark. The Weather Watch is next with our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark.
And Tom, the snow has started, but
yes.
Will it prove to be any trouble?
Not at all.
Good.
For those who don't have to drive tonight. It's going to get slick for sure. When we come back, I'll tell you how much by morning at your house. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Laceyville and all of Bradford County.
A 14-hour Washington's birthday sale all day tomorrow at the Globe. From 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. tomorrow, save on men's furnishings, sportswear, clothing for juniors, home furnishings, domestics, electronics, and more. Look for our ads in your mailbox or tonight's Scranton Times. The Globe's big 14-hour Washington's birthday sale tomorrow, 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. Don't miss it.
I love shopping at the Globe. We love shopping at the Globe.
Well, the snow's falling. Let's find out what it's like in the backyard. Tom?
Okay, thank you, Nolan. Snowing over all of Pennsylvania now, and in this backyard, the bare spots are now covered. Let me show you some temperatures across the area. We begin in Centralia, that is in southern Columbia County. George Baylog reports 18. Ben Landon comes in with 20 in Canton, and Peggy Swigert lives in Liverpool, and that's in Perry County, about 20 at her place now. Now, in this backyard, snow is coming down quite nicely. 23. Humidity, 65%. The wind is from the southwest at 9, and the barometer is falling off now, 29.9. Okay, we had a range here in temperature of 26 and 10. 62 back in 1946. The range a year ago, 32 and 22. A view today near Muncie in Lycoming County. Okay, coming up next, satellite image. Notice 2 storm systems, one along the east coast and a much larger and more intense storm battering much of California at this hour. Sandwiched in between is a good bit of sunshine, and I think some of that air will be coming through over the weekend. But this storm system here dumping some heavier snow south of Pennsylvania, but I think we'll have enough here as it moves on through by morning to shovel and plow. Roads are now getting slick with this storm system here. Let me show you for tonight, the snow will continue, not ending until between about 3 and 6 a.m. That's plenty of time to give us a neat little accumulation. 19 the low in Lanesboro, Susquehanna County, about 20 in Yatesville, 17 in Kelairs, McClure 20, Du Bois Town about 19 tonight. The wind will be shifting to the northwest behind a cold front before daybreak tomorrow. Amounts overnight tonight between now and 6 a.m. 3 to possibly 4 inches of snow from Forest City on down across the Poconos and Frackville, Schuylkill County on down towards Allentown. Up to 4 possible in the elevations of Sullivan County near Lopez. Elsewhere, 2 to 3 inches of snow likely. Avoca, Wilkes-Barre, and Scranton, out towards Williamsport and State College, and up to the north near Towanda. A sunrise tomorrow morning will occur at 6:59, and the sun sets. We'll see that at 5:37. Overnight, the snow up to 3 inches likely here in the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area. Near 30 tomorrow, the clearing trend shaping us up for a nice sunny afternoon. A little sun on Sunday, not a bad day shaping up. No driving problems over the weekend. Looks like some rain Monday and Tuesday. Hey, I'll be out here in the snow at 11, okay?
Okay, we'll watch.
Thanks, Tom. The Sports Watch is next with Joe Zone and another in his series of scouting reports.
Plus, an important announcement from Joe and a new coach for Bloomsburg University's football team.
Lucky Draw's a new lottery game. You could win instantly. Just rub off these cards. Get 3 of a kind, you win. 3 aces wins a top instant prize, $50,000. For 3 eights wins a free ticket entry for the grand prize, $1,000 a week for life. There's 13 million prizes to be won, so try your hand at Lucky Draw, the new $1 instant game from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Now wait a minute.
Now's the time to see your Keystone Chevrolet dealer and get 7.9% financing on Chevy trucks. Save up to $1,475 on full-size pickups, up to $1,680 on full-size 4x4 pickups, and up to $1,190 on two-wheel drive S10 pickup. But 7.9 is for a limited time only, so see your Keystone Chevy dealer now.
We've got what you're looking for.
Before we go to Joe Zone and the Sports Watch, we goofed. Laceyville is in Wyoming County, not
Right.
Bradford County. We apologize to all of you fine people in Laceyville.
I knew
Now,
that.
Joe.
I knew that.
Why did
I
you
knew
tell us, Joe?
Yeah, it's just you gotta do more than sometimes just read the stuff there. Yeah. Okay, we'll take it over here for a while. A lot of people were wondering what was going to happen to the Bloomsburg University football program after the departure of George Landis. Landis, in 4 years, built the Huskies into a Division II powerhouse, then resigned this past year, moved on to Bucknell. Well, the folks at Bloomsburg feel they found just the man to take up where Landis left off.
It is indeed a pleasure and privilege for me to introduce Mr. Pete Adrian as Bloomsburg University's head football coach. Please, Pete.
Pete Adrian comes to Bloomsburg with a great track record. The last 10 years spent as assistant head coach and defensive coordinator at the University of Rhode Island. His teams made it to the Division I AA national playoffs in '84 and '85 and finished with identical 10-3 records. Adrian told Tim Carlson he plans on continuing the newfound winning tradition of Bloomsburg.
The defense is crazy.
The program has been established. It's my job now to keep it where it's at and maybe beyond. And like I said, we had 2 winning seasons back-to-back. It's very important for us to get that 3rd winning season next year.
Past couple of weeks, we've been showing you some of the area's top college basketball prospects, the high school players the coaches really like. Tonight we go to the Lackawanna League and Dunmore High School for a look at Sal Mar.
Sal Mar is in an interesting position at Dunmore. At 6'2", he's the tallest starter. He plays forward, sometimes center for the Bucks, but his size and raw talent dictate that when he plays college basketball next year, he'll be a full-time shooting guard.
He has outstanding ability to shoot going off the break, filling a wing, pulls up, nails the jumper using the board, and he can really shoot the basketball.
For Sal, concentrating on one job instead of 3 or 4 might make the transition easier.
It'll take a lot of pressure off me. Just playing guard, you don't have to concentrate on rebounding and outletting and then filling the lane. I think it'll be a lot easier.
Now, he's played out of position through the years, small forward. He's played inside last year. So I think if he could just concentrate on being a shooting guard and work on it, in the future he'll be an excellent player.
One thing Marquez will have to work on is his ball handling, since he doesn't do a lot of that now. He has been in touch with schools on every level, but his final choice will be a sentimental one.
I think I'd like to stay, pretty close so my father can come and see me play, He hasn't missed a game yet.
Dunmore's Sal Marquez, a high school forward, but a definite college shooting guard. John Evans, Sports Watch 16, Dunmore.
And before I give it up to Nolan and Karen, I've got a message for all of you frustrated fans. You've got 1 month to get your complaints in, and then someone else will be answering the mail here. I've decided to take a job at WCBS in New York as their #2 sports guy. It is a wonderful opportunity, but to be perfectly honest, as great a job as it is, it took me a long time to make up my mind about accepting it. That's because of this job and this station and you people who have really made this an incredible 5 years here. I'll really be around here until the middle of March anyway, because I'm just not ready
to give up the seat just yet. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. See you 11 o'clock.
We're not ready to give you up yet either.
Not
No, not at all.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yes, congratulations, Joe. We'll miss you. Coming up, roses and candy and cards may be fine.
But when we come back, we'll show you a gift idea that'll have your Valentine floating on Cloud 9.
Boat Show, Boat Show, Boat Show. February 13th through 16th, a gigantic display of everything that floats. Sail and Power, Big and Little, the Northeast Pennsylvania Boat Show at the 109th Armory, Kingston. The intelligent alternative because this boat show features the practical sail and power boats at prices anyone can afford. Dealers from all over offering the best prices and on-the-spot financing all under one roof. The Northeast Pennsylvania Boat Show at the 109th Armory, Kingston, February 13th through 16th, a Roach Trade Show production.
Finally tonight, roses may be red, violets may be blue, but do we have a Valentine's Day story for you? Flowers are just fine, candy is dandy, but this Valentine's message will tickle your fancy. Newswatch 16's Mark Anik says a lot of sweethearts are showing they care by sending a love message that floats in the air.
At the Balloonery in Scranton, this is the biggest day of the year. On this day, more than any other, people use balloons to show their feelings. Owner Mark Fryer says he never went to sleep last night. He stayed up all night filling balloons and tying ribbons. Also, people can say Happy Valentine's Day with helium and plastic.
Valentine's Day is just that time of the year where things go crazy. You just pray that everything's going to work out all right, and it always does.
But Fryer doesn't just sell balloons. He sends his out with costume delivery. In this case, Kristen McLaughlin is playing the bunny. And after putting the finishing touches on her outfit, she's all ready to deliver this batch to a car dealership where Harry Kuzmic works.
Someone thinks you're special, so they sent for me. I have been brought to you from the Balloonery.
These are a gift from Harry's wife, and Harry is just about speechless. Kristen says it isn't the first time someone reacted this way.
Some people just stand there and they're so shocked they don't know what is going on, and other people laugh and they joke about it, you know.
You know, whether the reaction is shock or laughter, one thing happens just about every time somebody gets balloons. Thanks. They get a smile on their face. And after all, smiles, happiness, that's what Valentine's Day is all about, right? I'm Mark Anik, Newswatch 16 in Scranton. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Oh, girls!
I knew it. I knew it. That's why he's still smiling.
Yeah, he's in a real good mood today. That's right. That's Newswatch 16 for this Valentine's Day.
Be sure to join us tonight at 11 on the update when meteorologist Tom Clark will let us know when the snow will let out.
Enjoy your evening.